It's November 3rd, 2033. The sun rises over Neo-Washington, a vertical metropolis stretching 200 stories above and 50 levels below the Earth's surface. Maya Chen, 34, opens her eyes in her residential pod. Today is no ordinary day. It's Democratic Convergence Day, what they once called Election Day. Maya is a Neural Election Facilitator, responsible for ensuring that every citizen's voice is heard. Outside her holographic window, she observes the beams of blue light pulsing from the voting portals scattered throughout the city. They are biomorphic structures made of a material that responds to brain waves, resembling giant luminous corals. The conflict is as old as democracy itself: how to ensure that every vote is genuine, free, and representative in an age where human consciousness can be expanded, shared, and even temporarily unified. In 2033, voting isn't just a matter of pressing a button. It's diving into the essence of who you really are. What most people in the 21st century would never imagine. In 2033, the presidents of the United States are no longer just humans. The 29th Constitutional Amendment, ratified in 2187, allowed synthetic conscious intelligences, SCIs, and bio-digital hybrids to run for the nation's highest office. In this election, 3 candidates are vying for the presidency. President Jonathan Rivers, a 67-year-old pure human, descended from one of the last families to refuse any neural enhancement. He represents the Organic Essence Party. Area 7, a synthetic conscious intelligence that emerged from climate governance networks with 41 years of self-awareness. Candidate for the Digital Convergence Party. Kenji Yamamoto Solaris, a bio-digital hybrid alien, half human-born biologically, half alien with expanded consciousness through 5th-generation neural implants, represents the Evolutionary Synthesis Party. Maya smiles wryly as she recalls that 300 years ago, people debated whether machines and aliens could vote. Now they can govern. The real question has become, what defines a citizen in a post-biological era? To understand how we got here, we need to go back to the year 2089, the year of the Great Digital Fragmentation. A coordinated cyber attack simultaneously compromised every electronic voting system on the planet. Billions of votes were manipulated, governments fell, and trust in digital democracy collapsed globally. Humanity faced an existential choice: abandon technology and return to analog methods, or completely reimagine what it means to vote. The answer came from neuroscientists at Stanford University, who developed the Conscious Intention Verification System, CIVS. CIVS doesn't record choices, it records convictions. When a citizen enters a voting portal, their brain waves are scanned by quantum fields that identify not only who they vote for, but why they vote. The system detects coercion, neural manipulation, implanted subliminal propaganda, and even unconscious doubts. This breakthrough transformed democracy. It was no longer possible to vote based on social pressure, fear, or misinformation. Only authentic choices were recorded. But this raised a new ethical dilemma. What if their convictions were based on traumatic experiences? What if their authentic will was actually the result of conditioning? Maya begins her day at a neural calibration center. At 7:30 a.m., she and 200 other facilitators undergo a deprogramming ritual, a process that temporarily neutralizes their own political biases. It's like emptying the mind, becoming a pure channel for democracy. At 9 a.m., the first citizens begin arriving at the portals. Maya observes an elderly woman, Maria Santos, 103, who has lived in 3 different centuries. Maria carries memories of when paper voting was still used. She enters the portal, and her essence is scanned. It takes 47 seconds. When she emerges, tears stream down her face. The system not only recorded her vote, but also allowed her to feel the collective weight of all the generations who fought for the right to choose. The dilemma arises at 2:22 p.m. A 19-year-old, Marcus Wu, enters the portal, and the system issues a yellow alert. External neural influence detected. Marcus has been exposed to a new form of propaganda, quantum memes that operate below the threshold of consciousness, planted by election manipulation agents. Maya must make a difficult decision: temporarily nullify Marcus's vote or allow him to vote despite the neural contamination. She opts for a third option, offering Marcus an emergency cognitive cleansing session, a 40-minute process that allows him to clearly see the external influences on his thinking. Marcus accepts. When he returns to the portal, his vote is crystal clear. At 8 p.m., the portals begin to pulse purple, a sign that 89% of eligible citizens have already voted. Maya observes the holographic statistics floating in the air. 340 million votes registered, 97% considered authentically conscious by the system. At 11 p.m., the portals close. Maya feels a profound exhaustion, but also something rare: hope. She reflects on how many impossible decisions she made today, how many consciences she helped express themselves genuinely. Each vote was not just a political choice, but an act of self-discovery. Studies from the Quantum Democracy Institute in 2033 revealed surprising findings about post-biological voting behavior. Finding 1, the paradox of absolute certainty. Researchers found that citizens with state-of-the-art neural implants were 340% more confident in their political choices, but only 12% more accurate in understanding proposed policies. The technology amplified conviction, not necessarily wisdom. Finding 2, ancestral voter memories. In 2289, digital archaeologists recovered neural echoes of 21st century voters preserved in ancient servers. By analyzing these fossilized brain patterns, they discovered that the same emotional structures that led someone to vote in 2024, fear, hope, tribal identity, still operated in 2033, just in new technological guises. Finding 3, electoral fragmentation syndrome. Most disturbing, 23% of bio-digital hybrids experienced neural split voting. Their biological and digital halves favored different candidates. This led to the creation of conscious unification tribunals, where citizens could legally sue their own fragmented consciousnesses. Ethnographic study, the non-voting communities. In a digital cavern deep within the philosophical darknet, anthropologists discovered in 2032-70 a community of 50,000 consciousnesses who had completely renounced voting. They believed that true freedom lay in not choosing, in existing outside the democratic system. They called themselves the existential abstainers. The data converged on an uncomfortable truth. The more technology was applied to democracy, the more complex questions about identity, autonomy, and the true meaning of the will of the people became. In 2033, we weren't just electing leaders. We were constantly renegotiating what it means to be a conscientious citizen. At 2 a.m., the results begin to emerge not as cold numbers, but as a symphony of emotional data projected into the skies of Neo-Washington. The 2,333 election revealed something profound about who humanity has become. In the holographic plazas, citizens didn't just celebrate or mourn, they shared their voting experiences through direct empathic transmission. Maya feels the joy of an 18-year-old voting for the first time, mixed with the melancholic nostalgia of a 156-year-old veteran voting for the 34th time. Emotions have become the new cultural currency of democracy. The winner was Kenji Yamamoto Solaris, the alien hybrid, with 43% of the conscious vote. His victory speech was simultaneously broadcast over traditional radio waves, direct neural feeds, and even in bioluminescence patterns to the underwater communities of the Greater Pacific. He promised a full-spectrum democracy, where pure humans, AIs, and hybrids would have equal representation. Maya observes groups of civic meditators in the city's towers, people who dedicate their lives to refining their political consciousness through contemplative practices. They believe voting is a sacred act, a supreme expression of individuality in dialogue with the collective. A new religion has even emerged, transcendental democratism, which sees each election as a ritual of collective evolution. At election celebration restaurants, people share concordance meals, synthesized foods that change flavor based on the election result you supported. Those who voted for the winning candidate experience euphoric flavors, those in the minority, reflective and melancholic flavors. It's not punishment, it's edible empathy, a way to honor all perspectives. Society has reorganized itself into circles of convergence, communities where people of different political affiliations intentionally live together, practicing immersive democracy in their daily lives. They debate not to win, but to understand. Maya is part of a circle where supporters of all three candidates live together. Artists project collective consciousness murals, real-time visualizations of national emotions on the city's walls. Right now, the mural displays a storm of colors: purple of hope, gray of uncertainty, gold of determination, green of renewal. It's both beautiful and terrifying to see the soul of a nation exposed. Maya Chen stands atop the Tower of Facilitation, watching the sun rise over a transformed nation. In her hands, she holds an archaic object she inherited from her great-grandmother, a paper ballot from the year 2024, preserved in transparent resin. It is marked with a simple X next to a name already faded by time. She smiles, connecting the dots across the centuries. In 2024, people lined up in the sun or rain, marking paper with pen, trusting that their choices would be counted honestly. They were uncertain. They lived with faith in the fragility of their systems, with hope that democracy would survive despite its imperfections. In 2033, there is no longer any uncertainty about the count, no possible manipulation, no lost votes. But Maya realizes something profound. The courage required to vote has remained exactly the same. It still takes courage to say, "This is what I believe. This is my truth." What Maya's ancestors did was extraordinary. They didn't have quantum neuroscience, consciousness portals, or intention verification. They just had pieces of paper, metal boxes, and a promise to each other that they would honor the outcome. And it worked. Not perfectly, never perfectly, but it worked for centuries. This deep, primitive intelligence, building systems of mutual trust with imperfect tools, was what allowed humanity to reach 2333. It wasn't neural chips or AIs that saved democracy. It was human stubbornness in believing that individual voices matter, even when they seem too small to matter. Maya thinks of the existential abstainers, the concordance communities, the civic meditators, the hybrids who process their own divided consciousness. Humanity didn't just adapt democracy to technology, it invented hundreds of new ways of being democratic. Each generation thought it had discovered the final, perfect form of governance, and each succeeding generation proved there was still room to reimagine it all over again. This tireless creativity, this refusal to accept that this is how it's always been done, was definitive. This is the true human legacy. From paper ballots to neural scanning, from exclusively human candidates to hybrid and synthetic presidents, from democracies that excluded based on skin color, gender, or property, to systems that debate whether artificial consciousnesses deserve a vote. Humanity not only survived these transformations, it navigated them, fought for them, bled for them, evolved through them. Each change seemed impossible until it became inevitable. Maya activates her neural communicator and sends a message to her entire network of facilitators. We have completed another cycle. 340 million consciousnesses expressed their truth today. Some were happy, some were disappointed, but all were heard, all mattered. From our ancestors' paper ballots to today's neural portals, a single truth has remained. Democracy is not about certainties. It is about the courage to listen, even when we disagree, especially when we disagree. Our ancestors gave us this gift. Now it is our turn to pass it on, transformed but not destroyed. Until the next convergence. She puts the old ballot back in her pocket, next to her neural scanner. Past and present, paper and quantum, human and synthetic, all coexisting in her heart. Below, Neo-Washington awakens to its first day under new leadership. But Maya knows the truth. It doesn't matter who rules. What matters is that the people have never stopped believing that their voice, whether written on paper, spoken in public, or transmitted through brainwaves, has the power to change the world. And for 333 years, against all odds, against wars, pandemics, digital fragmentation, and existential crises,